Hey guys, welcome back to Talking Chelsea Blues. Welcome back to another video. I hope you are all doing well today. Before we get into this video, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell icon on to be notified when I go live and when I upload. So guys, please make sure you do that. Go and follow us on all the socials, X, Instagram, TikTok. They are all linked down below. Go and follow us on our Discord as well. That is linked down below. Go and join us. Come and join in the conversation. It's a really good conversation over there. Let's have a laugh. And I'd love to have you over there with us. So, let's get down to this video. So, let's go back to the very beginning. In 2022, Chelsea owner Roman Abramovich was forced to put Chelsea Football Club up for sale due to the sanctions over the Russia-Ukraine war. After 19 years of ownership, the club was bought by Todd Boehly, a led consortium, on the 30th of May 2022. Bruce Buck then stepped down from position of chairman and followed Marina Granovskaya. Summer of 2022, Chelsea spent 250 million on players like Sterling, Koulibaly, Cucurella, Aubameyang to build the squad that Thomas Tuchel needed to fight for all the trophies. Then we look at what happened after that. Well, we all know what happened after that. After a 1-0 loss to Dinamo Zagreb in the Champions League, Thomas Tuchel was then sacked by Todd Boehly, and he had an uneasy relationship with Thomas Tuchel. We wonder why that is. We don't know. We don't know the full details of that. And when we look at this, we look at what was the uneasy relationship. We'll never know. My guess was Thomas Tuchel wanted to say on signings, and Todd Boehly and the consortium did not want Thomas Tuchel to have a real say on signings. So after Thomas Tuchel got sacked, then came in Graham Potter. Now, Graham Potter being manager of Brighton, you know, a good record, working for Östersund, Swansea and Brighton, you know, on top of that as well. They wanted to model themselves on a good working club like Brighton, who have good values and good understanding of buying players for cheap, selling them for profit. So, then the results, they started to get a little bit better, started to pick up. Graham Potter was starting to get the idea of his football across, and then all of a sudden the results started going downhill. Was this due to not having a pre-season? Was this due to not having his signings? Was this due to the model, the ideas behind the ownership? In January, we spent over £300 million signing Mudryk, Enzo Fernandez, João Felix on loan, David Datro Fofana, and players like this, Madueke as well. So, did that help? No, of course it didn't help. It didn't help the situation because you got to bed a lot of players in January. So therefore, that was a problem in itself. And if we look at the way it ended for Graham Potter, it ended on a nasty, sour note. It ended with the fans hating on Potter rather than the ownership. Now, Potter could be to blame for the results, maybe, but it's not his players. It's not his transfers. It's not his. He didn't have a pre-season. So these are things you have to look at in retrospect of the situation at Chelsea Football Club. The owners were chaos. For that first year, it was absolute chaos. Transfers were ridiculous, and so therefore finally came the point where ownership decided to sack Graham Potter. On the 6th of April, then came in Frank Lampard on an interim head coach basis till the end of the season to try and steer the ship. And I think Frank Lampard was brought in to appease the fans, because the fans were then getting on the owners' backs questioning things. And I could understand why now. I can understand why we were questioning things, but I'll get onto that in a later bit of the video. So when Frank Lampard came in, the results didn't really change. The squad didn't really pick up any results. You know, we went out to Real Madrid in the Champions League, and the season ended on quite a sour note, and it just seemed to be very uneasy within the club. And then on the 29th of May, it was announced that Mauricio Pochettino would come in to take over as the new head coach for the 23-24 season. Now, there's a lot to be said. There's a lot to be said about Mauricio Pochettino. There were lots of questions. Why are we bringing in a Tottenham manager who never really won anything? Who got the furthest he got Tottenham to was a Champions League final? Okay, great, that's fine. I'll trust him. We saw how that went. We lost a lot of games in that season, but towards the end of the season, we had a good run. We signed players like Nicholas Jackson, Axel Disasi, players like this. Players who are not fit to wear the shirt. Players who are not ready to wear the shirt. Jackson, not ready to lead the line. That was a problem in itself. But then towards the end of the season, Mauricio Pochettino started speaking. Mauricio Pochettino started giving opinions on the ownership, the club, the situation. He started to pick up results because he was playing his way. Now I wonder why the owners got rid of him. That is a question that we all need to ask ourselves. We finished in 6th place that season. Bar Man United winning an FA Cup, we would have had Europa League football. Instead we've got Conference League football. That is where we are now. And so after Mauricio Pochettino left the club, we then brought in Enzo Moresca. After a manager merry-go-round, we had the choice of De Zerbi, Moresca, McKenna. There were some other managers in there. Vincent Kompany was even mentioned. What happens when Moresca comes in? Well, this is where we are today. This is where we are today. Now, with the Italian set to start his term as manager on the 1st of July, he signed a 5-year deal. A 5-year deal. We knew this was going to go wrong. We knew hiring a manager from the Championship who hasn't really had a high level experience as a manager, it would go wrong. And it started to go right. Between the middle of November, December, it started to go right for us. And we were looking at it, and the fans were singing his name. And we were looking at this thinking, we might be Premier League champions. We could be Premier League champions. But Moresca was holding back. And I wonder why. I wonder why he was holding back. We're not contenders. We're not Premier League title contenders yet. He kept saying it every single time we won a game. I wonder why that was. I wonder why that was, because maybe he knows something that we know as well. The problems lie deeper than just the manager. So we continued on this season, and now we are in a top 4 fight. We're in a top 4 fight for Champions League football. We're in a Conference League final. We haven't done so well in the FA Cup. We didn't do so well in the League Cup. But there is the matter to be discussed of the ownership. Now, we now know the rundown of the managers. We now know the rundown of the last few years of the ownership. The signings, the structure, the model, the way it's been going. We can all see clear as day, it's not working. It's not working. And why is this? Is it the merry-go-round of managers? Is it the fact that the changes at the club came too quickly? Is it the fact that Roman Abramovich had to sell the club in the first place? Or is it the fact that these owners are in there to just make money and to use this as pure profit? Let's discuss this. Let's look at the sporting directors. Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart. Not very experienced. Not really high profile sporting directors. Are they making the transfer decisions? Because if so, they need to be held accountable. Because I believe that they're not good enough for this football club. Signing mentality monsters like Willie Issa. He's a rugby coach or a rugby player. This is football. Rugby's a completely different sport. I get the mentality. I get having mentality monsters at the club. but hire them from football philosophy, not rugby philosophy. Sacking Jim Frazier, head of youth development. What a mistake. What a silly mistake. Sacking the physios. It doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. Signing players on long-term contracts. Nicholas Jackson signed on a long-term contract, leading the line for Chelsea Football Club. Yet he can't get over 20 goals a season. Not even 15 half the time. That raises the question of what is actually happening at the club here. The type of calibre of manager we're bringing in. Graham Potter. Enzo Moresca. Sacking Tuchel in the first place. One of our greatest, possibly our greatest ever manager. He won a Champions League, a Super Cup, a Club World Cup, got us to an FA Cup final, a League Cup final. 2 FA Cup finals, may I add. It's not right. Something's not right. And I don't know what it is right now, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. Let's look at the owners overall. Todd Bowley, Clear Lake Capital, Bedadig Bali, Jose Feliciano, Hans-Jörg Weiss. These are owners who have never owned a football club before, who have never been in the world of football before, coming in to manage to own a big club like Chelsea. Isn't that a risk? It's not a calculated risk either. Throwing money at it, hoping it sticks. It doesn't work like that. You have to build a spine of a team over time. It takes patience and time and methodical thinking, but these owners have not done methodical thinking in this club. In their time of ownership, there has been not one bit of methodical thinking. Yeah, sure, they've had the loopholes, amortization, signing players on long-term contracts to avoid financial fair play restrictions. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Signing young players, hoping that in 5 to 10 years' time we'll be a Champions winning team. There will be winning titles, Champions Leagues. We were already winning Champions Leagues before you stepped through the door. Under Roman Abramovich. With managers of high calibre, Thomas Tuchel, Carlo Ancelotti, Jose Mourinho. These are the type of managers you bring in if you want trophies. Not Graham Potters. Not Mauricio Pochettinos. Not Morescas. These are not the type of managers you bring in. It's not working. You should be able to see it's not working. I have watched this club since I was 4 years of age. And I've seen us win title after title after title. I have seen manager after manager come in. I have seen us win 2 Champions League, 2 Europa Leagues. Under managers that are hard working and experienced. At the highest level. Not managers from Brighton who have not won a trophy. Or a recognised trophy at that. Not managers that have gone to Spurs and got them to a Champions League final but yet won nothing. Not managers from the Championship who have won a Championship trophy and say, oh wow, yeah, big manager, yeah, let's bring him in. Doesn't work. And you can see it's not working. These are problems that have been going on for the past 3 years. These owners have been in for 3 years now. What's changed? Nothing. Nothing has changed. And this is the problem. The owners will not change the model. They will not get rid of the sporting directors. They will not hold themselves accountable for the problems that have arisen. Now, I'm willing to back Moresca while he's in charge of the club, of the squad. I am willing to back him because I support this club through thick and thin. But I'm not supportive of the owners. In all fairness, you promised us a lot. You spent over £1.5 billion on players. And it's brought nothing. Not even a trophy. Yeah, sure, we might win the Conference League. Who cares? Who cares? It's a Conference League trophy. It's a Europa Conference League trophy. It's the bottom of the European trophy pyramid. Not where we belong. We belong in Champions League football. With the highest quality of player. The highest quality of manager. But you won't listen. Because you think you know best. You will carry on doing this until you run the club into the ground. So we cannot do nothing. We can make our voices heard, Chelsea fans. But until things change, we're not going to get anywhere. Face facts. Say it's written on the wall already. The writing's on the wall for you all. We are not going to progress while these owners are at the helm. So what do we do? Well, for a start, if these owners are willing to change the model, are they open to even considering it? They need to bring in a high-profile manager, high-profile physios, high-profile sporting directors, high-profile physios, as I said, high-profile youth development coaches. They're not willing to do it. Why? Because it costs money. It costs more money than they'll bring in. But isn't that the point? Isn't that the point of running a football club? To give the fans something to cheer about every Saturday or Sunday. To watch the team win Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues, FA Cups, Carabao Cups. To achieve the wildest dreams of fans that they can only dream of in their head. I am ashamed. I am ashamed of you. All you owners, I am ashamed. I am saddened by the fact that our club is in the state it is in now. But it's down to you. It's down to your decisions, the sporting directors. Shame on you. Shame on you. And one day, I do think Chelsea will come back. But it won't be under this ownership. It will not be under this ownership, I can assure you. Because these owners won't change. It reminds me of the Glazers at Manchester United. Pure profit. Take what you can get while the club is at its highest. They're doing that now. We're not going to sign high-profile players. We're not going to sign high-profile managers. So, we're left with this. Trophyless. No real European competition. No real spine to the team. A staffing problem. A bloated squad. Players you signed for hundreds of millions of pounds that are not even good enough. Young players you are signing that are going to be for the future when you need to start winning now. It's not good enough. It's not good enough, I tell you. And I don't think it's ever going to change. I don't. Not until these owners realise and they go out and they get out. But only we can force that. Only we can force that as fans. We are the voice of the club. Let's make our voices heard. Let's shout it from the rooftop that Todd Bowley, Clear Lake Capital, Blue Co have to go. That is my final message to you guys. Well, guys, I hope you've all enjoyed that video. If you have, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell icon on to be notified when we upload and when we go live. Please leave a comment on what you think about the situation at Chelsea Football Club. What do you think about the ownership model? What do you think about the staffing situation? What do you think about the whole last 3 to 4 years as a whole? And what do you think has to change? Let me know in the comment section down below. Go and follow us on all our socials: X, TikTok, Instagram. Go and join the Discord. It's linked down in the description. And guys, I'll see you tomorrow for another video.